Hi guys, ThoGrey here for a new video on Guild Wars 2. This video will be about the PvP build that I'm using at this very moment on my mesmer. It will be a Mirage build, more precisely a Condi build that you can also change into a power build if you'd like. But for me, Mirage is more a Condi spec. You will do more damage as a Condi than as a power build. If you want to do more power builds, you want to play as a Chronomancer, for example, or the core Mesmer. We will discuss about amulets, sigil, weapon, also your spec, the traits, and of course your skills, utility skills that you are going to use, and your role as a mesmer. You will also see a little bit of gameplay and what I mean with examples while I'm talking over it. So we picked up the Carrion Amulet because we want that power, that vitality, but mostly you want that condition damage. It gives you around 25k health, which is perfect as a mesmer. You only have one dodge, like the Mirage cloak, but you have distortion to be very slippery. You can then stomp enemies with your distortion, which guarantees you a kill. You will have loads of possibilities to be slippery, to run away, to teleport away, to even just be annoying. You will be annoying as a Mirage, and they will also feel it. They probably will have possibilities to 1v2, 1v3 you, but in 1v1 they will have very difficult times to kill you. So we play with the rune of the links because you want that power and condition damage to be paired up, since you have loads of condi damage, but that condi damage is often tied up into power damage, which is alright and nice since you have some oomph, while other classes only rely on condition damage, for example, or only on power damage. So we play with axe, pistol, and scepter torch with the sigil of energy and sigil of cleansing. I'm going to explain why I pick sigil of cleansing on both weapons. Sigil of cleansing and sigil of energy. You want to have as much endurance as possible, since you have only one mirage cloak, like one dodge. You want to actually have the most endurance regeneration as possible. Axe pistol is one of the better combination you can have as a Mirage. You have loads of gap closer, you have loads of condition damage, but you also have the phantasmal duelist, which does a lot of power damage, but also the bleed, which is quite nice if it crits, and also the magic bullets, which can daze and stun the target, and that's actually very nice if you want to secure a kill. For the scepter and torch, to be honest, what I like of the torch it is stealth, and then you can teleport onto the target with your 5 phantasmal mage, which does actually a lot of damage, and then you can press your cry of frustration, which then ramps up into one Condi bomb, and that guy will probably not survive if you play it correctly. You also have the confusing images, which does a lot of confusion damage. If they press skills while you're doing it, they are pretty much going to die real quickly. You have the the counter spell, which is actually nice. You blind the target, but also the block duration of 2 seconds helps you to actually wait on your CDs. And the auto attack is quite nice for the counter regeneration on the targets. We play as a duelist, inspiration, and mirage, of course. Dueling, why? Because you want that critical infusion for the critical hit to incur, so you have 150 condition damage, but also 50% endurance regeneration. You also have the chance on bleed with your pistol attacks, which is also nice. Illusions inflicts bleeding on critical hits. It is a little thing, but you will notice it while you're fighting. Shadow skill 2, which is your main shadow skill, will inflict blindness, which is very good for dueling. And of course you will have the ineptitude, which gives you extra confusion on the target when you're blinding the target, which is actually what you're going for in a 1v1, for example. Master Fencer, gain fury when you strike an enemy whose health is below the threshold, which is good for your other traits, so it goes well with the duelist discipline, with critical infusion, and of course sharper images. I'll go for inspiration to be extra slippery. You can do for maximum damage domination or even chaos, but to be honest, inspiration is for me the most interesting for me, because when you use a healing skill, you will remove a condition on yourself, but you also, if you're going to pop up a phantasm, they will also take your condition on themselves. They will also make yourself heal a lot more when you have a lot more clones, which is also good, and also removes a condition. So this tree, like the spec, is more of a condition removal tree, and that's what I like in PvP. There's a lot of condition damage going on, and you want to cleanse it as much as you can. And Mirage, or at least Mesmer, is not really known for the condition removal. It's not a guardian, but you can help yourself by going for inspiration. The Aegis is also nice for team fights, I guess. Even though you will not use your distortion to try to save someone, you will try to save yourself. But of course, if your whole team gets Aegis, it's also always nice to have. The healing prism, always nice. You want to heal as much as possible, since the heals of a mesmer are not really well known. They are actually bad. That's why I'm playing with a signet. But yeah, it's always nice to have. Blurred inscription is the signet I wanted to go for in the inspiration tree. If there was not blurred inscriptions, I would never take inspiration. Signets have improved active effects, and activating one grants you distortion. The last sentence is maybe the only thing I actually need. It is the increased healing is always nice. The signet of Ether gives you more healing. That's good, because you need that healing. But the immune to conditions and damage is what makes you very slippery, what makes you very annoying to play against. You have your distortion on a 50-second CD that you can reset with your signet of illusions, but also gives you distortion by himself for 1 second. You also get distortion from signet of the Ether. You can also play with signet of humility, but to be honest, that's overkill. You still need the jaunt, but I'm going to explain it very quickly. And yeah, it makes you very slippery with your Mirage cloak and with your other things that I'm going to discuss very soon. So Mirage, of course, you're going for Mirage, which makes when you're in this like in the dodge, like the evade mechanic, you will get then a ambush skill, which gives you a improved auto attack that gives you more condition, for example on the scepter, and the same for the imaginary axes, which is the main thing I want to go for. Renewing oasis, I like the gain regeneration when you gain Mirage cloak. The more heal you have, the better. The duration of incoming damage conditions is also reduced while you are regenerating, which is always nice. You are going for condition removal, but you are not the best at it. So when there is a condition on yourself, it will get reduced by 20%, which is actually significative. So you can always go for the when entering combat, your first ambush attack applies confusion for more damage, but I feel that it is actually greedy to go for that. You can also go for self-deception, so you get an extra clone when you're using a deception skill, which is like the crystal sands and also jaunt. But yeah, I guess you can go for self-deception, even though I prefer the renewing oasis. Nomad's endurance, shadow skill gives vigor, and vigor grants condition damage. Always nice to have. Gives you loads of damage when you're trying to shatter, and then you can continue on the condition damage. So shatter is not your finishing. It will help you to finish targets, but it is not your end of by all skill. It's not your finisher. It helps you to finish targets. Not the same. So, Phantasmal seeking access with mirrored access. I like to have reduced CDs since you have two skills that have pretty long CDs, 12 seconds and 9.5 seconds. In general, you will do a lot more damage with that. You can play with the protection boon if you want, but I still need the damage to actually kill people, so I'll go for this one. You can also go for the desert distortion, but again, I really prefer to go for the mirrored access. Speed of sand gives you 66% movement speed when you are doing your skill, so it gives you more possibilities to run away from people if you have problems while dueling. Elusive Mind, dodging removes conditions. Again, we go back with the inspiration tree. If you're fighting versus a Condi Guardian, a Condi Necromance, if you are fighting versus a Condi Warrior, for example, you will remove those conditions and make you a little bit more tanky versus them, which is the main point for the Mirage. You want to do a lot of damage, but you want to be slippery. If you are slippery, you're going to win more games. Be assured of that. So you can also go for the Infinite Horizon, even though I don't really feel like you need to have illusions with Mirage Cloak. And Sun Shards is nice, but if they don't have any boons, then it's kinda annoying to play against. So whatever. I'll go for the Elusive Minds. Very quickly about the utility skills. I go for the Signet of Ether because of the inspiration tree with blurred inscriptions, but also because of the extra healing it provides. Heal on illusion summon, and also healing in general, always nice. Recharge reduced 50% on the Phantasm skill, so you can do, for example, Phantasmal Duelist, and then heal yourself, and you will have Phantasmal Duelist in around 10 seconds, 8 seconds, while you're casting this spell, which is actually nice. I go for Crystal Sands because I like the damage it can provide, but also the Mirage Mirror they are dropping into the map makes you very slippery. Like, I'm dodging, and I'm dodging again, and then distortion, and then I'm doing the signet, and then another signet, and then distortion again. Like, for around 8 seconds you will not be touched if you don't want to be touched, and that's very good. And you can then run away with your blink, and your blink is your main stun break, but to be honest, it is one of the best abilities you can have as a mesmer. Signet of Illusions, again, gives you distortion, but most importantly, it recharges your shadow skill, and that you want for your distortion. Not really for your damage skills, since it is still a low CD, even though Cry of Frustration is 25 seconds. But you will mainly use it to actually restart the CD of distortion, and then you can pop distortion and gain more time to fight on. And then I take Jaunt with like 2 uses, which is good. You can use it to do damage, or you can use it to run away. And trust me, you can jaunt and then teleport just away with your blink. And trust me, they won't catch you anyways. You can go up, you can go down with the jaunt. You can go play aggressive, or you can go play passively, or you can just go run away from your target, which gives you plenty of time to then re-engage whenever you have your CDs up. So this is for the build. Of course, you see a lot of gameplay on the background, and hopefully you understand the strength of the build. Your role will be more of a team fighter than a roamer, but you can also roam with this build. You can easily 1v1 people if you're known with your class, and you can of course always try to 1v2 1v3, but be sure that if you have no CDs, you may then just go run away, because it is very CD reliant. If you don't have your signets up, your crystal sands not up, your blink is not up, and you don't have distortion, you're pretty much a dead man. So try to incorporate that in your gameplay. Try to run away whenever you can, try to fight whenever you can, but especially try to distort while you are stomping, because then you have a guaranteed kill, and when you kill people, your friends can come back from death, and that's far from a down state, and that's very important for those PvP matches. So hopefully you liked that video. It was a quick one. It was just to explain how my build works. It is not a unpopular build. I'm pretty sure there is many mesmers that are playing that build, but I feel like Crystal Sands is nearly not used in like the general builds. There are more stealth builds than more dodge builds. I like the Mirage cloak, to be honest. People play also with the Oasis instead of false Oasis instead of Signet of the Ether. I prefer the heal than the chance on extra Mirage duration, like the Mirage mirror that's going to pop. I feel like it's not that good. And also I don't like the pulses. I prefer the instant healing. And yeah, also the recharge reduced from Phantasmal Seals, always nice. So if you like that video, please like the video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, if you want to see more PvP content on Guild Wars 2 or any other PvP game that is going to come out like New World or Lost Ark, please make sure to subscribe, and of course comment below what you think about the video, about the build, what are you playing, and let's discuss about different builds. If you have a secret build, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you very soon. Bye.